Hello and welcome to the tweets and replies. So in this session we'll be reading some tweets and we'll be trying to guess the exact Hindi meaning of the word which is used in tweet. We are not going to consider what kind of tweet it is. Our intention is just to go through some Hindi words. For example, in this tweet, uh, it is written obscure words and books. Obscure means hiding something. In Hindi we can say अस्पष्ट करना, obscure. Pleasure to work with one as dedicated, committed, articulate and patriotic as you. So articulate, it comes from articulation. So articulation is अभिव्यक्त करना. Articulated means संधित. Final day of Indian delegation in full strength of adoption of decisions, resolution and declarations. Indian delegation. Delegate means pratinidhi, delegation means pratinidhitva. Indian pratinidhitva in full strength of adoption. This is disgraceful. So disgraceful means sarmanak. This is disgraceful. Here one word is used. Condemned means निंदा किया, दोष लगाया. Condemn means निंदा करना. As the debate intensifies on the perilous state, perilous means संकटपूर्ण राज्य, perilous state. At an IPO Parliament committee meeting this afternoon with young IPS officer Animesh Chaudhary assisting me, great to work with some of the bright young diplomats. So diplomats means व्यवहार कुशल और राजनीतिज्ञ. Diplomats serving the nation, and the thrill of speaking from behind the India nameplates never dissipates. I mean nameplates, India, this nameplates never dissipates. Dissipates means दूर करना. So it happens never. Curious that our Pakistani friends, okay, one of the very important tweet from Mr. Tharoor. Curious that our Pakistani friends decry in Modi's India the very tactics they remain totally silent about when China applies them to Uyghur Muslims. Are some Muslim less worthy of Pakistani concern than others? So just he is taking class of Pakistani delegates. They are decrying Modi's India. I mean, they are criticizing. They are exercising in sin helplification. So word is decry. Decry means निंदा करना, दोष लगाना. Took this up with a very helpful Indian embassy staff who located your lost passport. Okay. Next week, this background session of Parliament, Judicial. Okay. In abolishing the iniquitous British legacy. So iniquitous means British legacy. What kind of legacy was that? Anyayapurna. So iniquitous British legacy. Anyayapurna British राज्य, British legacy, British कानून. Okay, in this session, there were 5 questions that have been asked from Mr. Tharoor, and all these quiz questions are very important. First is fluxinosin heliplification. So fluxinosin heliplification means estimating someone as worthless or exercising in criticizing someone. Fluxinosin heliplification. You can pronunciate fluxinosin heliplification. So this is the single word which includes 8 I character, 8 fluxino, synhelification. Other word that has been asked in this quiz is defenstrate. Defenstrate. Defenstrate means rejection. And other is, third one is agathocacological. Agathocacological is something which is made up of good and bad. I mean, a person sometimes showing great compassion and sometimes showing great cruelty. I mean, made up of very good and bad things. So for that we can use agathocacological. So in this quiz, Mr. Tharoor has asked 5 questions. Agathocacological was third. Fourth is Panglossian. Panglossian means a stupid optimistic. I mean, blindly, if you are going to believe something, that is Panglossian. And fifth word that has been asked is Quach. CWTCH. Quach means hug, where you feel everything. I mean, very special hug. So for that, fifth word is Quach. So quick revision: fluxinosin helipplification, defenstrate, agathocacological, Panglossian, and Quach. I was obliged on behalf of the Indian delegation to respond to a vitriolic outburst by Pakistan's delegate. So vitriolic means tibr, tikha, vitriolic, tikha. Vitriolic outburst. Outburst means prakop, aveg, tikha prakop, prahar, vitriolic, tikha. Outburst. Outburst means prakop or aveg. Next tweet. Unfortunately, 3 hours later, they did it. Again, it a panel on respect. Panel means member of a party, dal ka sadasya, you can say. Proud that my intensive lobbying for this right up to CEO has paid off. Urging all this resident. Perhaps the sound doesn't change like that. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, I at general debate at IPA Parliament today between excellent meetings with Serbian PM, the President of Serbian Parliament. So right-wing, populist and institution. Why an upright judiciary is critical to the time we live in. Excellent instructive piece of. Enjoyed a stellar session. Parliament I view translated as lucidly. So lucidly means, I mean, in a very easy way, and correct Hindi is subodh gamya roop se, lucidly, very easily, in a smooth way, you can say. My key point: humankind cannot enjoy security without development, cannot enjoy development without security, and cannot enjoy either without human rights. We then met the Speaker of Iranian Majlis and his delegation before dining with the Deputy Speaker of the Serbian Parliament of Indian Visitor's House. A busy day at the inhuman consequences. Inhuman means amanaviya. Inhuman consequences. Enjoyed a warm and enlightening discussion. My message of invitation to the Straight Path International School. Delighted to catch up with an old friend. So delighted means pleased. Enjoyed a delightful lunch discussion. Former Serbian Foreign Minister, President of UN, this taking political Delhi, dedicated to interview on my recollections of my days in the organizations, moments from the Indian delegation's day at IPA Parliament in Belgrade with his Speaker Om Birla. So our India one consulting with colleagues, anyone DMK. Patra Sasmit Patra. Shashi Tharoor in the hot seat in IPU Parliament. Looks amazing. I presented to the IPU Parliament India's proposal of an emergency debate on climate change. There were 3 other proposals, including one from France and EU countries and other from Egypt, to condemn Turkey's invasion of Syria. Wow. Since many have tagged me on this request, let me explain that I intervened in this matter more than a year. I was informed by RMC that they are pursuing a request of clemency. Clemency means daya or kripa, request for clemency, but it seems that has not so far met with Saudi approval. Clemency means daya or kripa. Now, the Indian delegation at today's plenary means paripurn. The Indian delegation at today's plenary session of IPU Parliament, Speaker Om Birla, colleagues visible in the pic. Plenary means paripurn, plenary. My interview, the country state of this, with the announcement, the sister Mariam Theresa has been made a saint by Pontifex. I am reminded of my article about her when I attended her canonization. So canonization is a noun and verb is canonization. Canonization means canonization. So canonization is used in Christian world where they will be honoring Christian monk canonization. Okay, next tweet. Outraged by the decision of the Central University of this democracy where it should be campus and this happened. Belgrade IPU Parliament delegation ceremony seated. So now we'll end up here in our seats for the first meeting of IPU Parliament Assembly in Belgrade with my colleague and fellow MP Ram Kumar Verma, BJP, Sunday 9 a.m. for the ASEAN Parliamentary Assembly coordinating meeting India. So here we can stop today's tweets and reply session, and thank you for watching.